Hello and happy Monday. It's Rachel here, obviously, and here I am with your Monday angel message. And I'm going to be pulling some cards for you today and just connecting us all in, right? Connecting us all in. I know for the Northern Hemisphere, it's the Sunday night and it's Monday morning, almost Monday lunchtime here in Australia. So it's a great way to start the week, isn't it? And say goodbye to the week just gone, which is, it's nice to refresh your energy, reconnect with the angels, reconnect with your soul, get grounded, and, consciously let go of anything that's bothering you or anything that's been on your mind. I'm just checking those of you that are on can hear me okay. I'm going to undo my charger because it makes a crackle on the microphone. Great. Thanks so much for being here. Hi, Patricia. Now, I'm guessing, Patricia, you're the lady on Instagram that just put a remark on Instagram. Am I right? I recognize all the consonants in your name. Hi. Hi, Geraldine. Hi, Cassandra. Looks like it's just us this morning, doesn't it? So energy-wise, it feels pretty, I would say heavy today. Yeah, great. And now I know it's you, Patricia. Yeah, so I'd say it felt a little bit heavy today. There's that real feeling of a shift in the seasons as well. And I'm also feeling that we are being sort of pushed at the moment or nudged forward by our angels and guides. And the messages I get all the time, it's not just for me, it's for others, is stop waiting, stop going around in circles. Now, last week, I put a bit of a Dear John letter, if you like, up on my Facebook page, just towards Doreen, who had been talking again about how she denounces all of her work and she thinks that it comes from the dark side, and what she thinks we all should do about that. And I really want to move away from that. I think moving on is a really good thing. Like it's happening. It's something that's going on in her own life, and it's got nothing to do with me, and it's got nothing to do with any of us, really. I can't seem to keep this top on my shoulders. So ultimately, it's just like anyone. We're all entitled to our beliefs, and we're all entitled to our worldview, and we're all entitled to go through our ups and downs in life. It just really depends on what we do with that. And I really think that all of that is a big lesson for all of us who have even been followers before, to recognize that when we put someone on a pedestal, sometimes we project things onto them. So look, it's classic movie stars, singers, artists, and gurus. We tend to project certain personality on them, good, bad. We judge what they do, and we sometimes take it very personally what they do, and we have to remember that it isn't personal what anyone does actually in our lives, whether it's a family member, a good friend. It doesn't matter, a boss. What they're doing is coming from where they are. Hi, Natalie. And what we do and how we respond comes from where we are. Now, sometimes people violate our boundaries, and they use their power. Sometimes these people that have got celebrity status have a kind of a power, an influence. So they use that power in a negative way. And that's where we have the right to comment with love. And we also have the right to say, hey, here's my boundary. I'm not going there anymore. And then what we have to do is follow through on those boundaries. So whether it is someone that is close to you or whether it's someone that's outside of your life, it's really important to follow through on your boundaries and say, okay, I'm done with being treated that way. I don't want to be treated like that anymore. I don't want to be influenced by that anymore. Then I'm going to stay away, and these are my boundaries. And that's a really important thing to do, because if you don't do that, it chips away at your self-esteem, and it chips away at your own sense of personal power. Hi, Karen, Tia, Stephanie, and Lena. So we've really got to take care of our personal power and our self-worth and the way that we treat ourselves and our energy. You know, our energy is so important. It is like a second skin between us and the rest of the world. And what we allow into our consciousness through scrolling or watching television or whatever, our friends and family, are the things, you know, we're allowing into our aura. And if something is damaging, it's going to have damaging effect continuously until you put your hand up and say no. So for that reason, that's a long way of introducing what I was saying, but I think it's really useful because it's something I had to really learn in my life, boundaries, and I think sensitives do. For that reason, I am now done with a person that used to be an angel teacher. And that means I'm in the short term, I'm looking at using different decks of cards and even moving away from not doing readings altogether, but sort of shifting a little bit. I think everything that happens on the outside can sometimes be a reflection for us to take a look at. And when things change in the world, and I've had 2 or 3 things lately have just kind of shown up that have seemed really strange. Maybe they are guiding us in a certain way. So one of the things that I'm feeling is that I'm still going to be giving you an angel message every Monday. I love working with angels. They are guides, they are protectors, they are great for helping with healing for yourself and others. And they've been a huge part of my life for 18 years. So I'm not going to change that. And of course, different teachers don't have they don't own a monopoly over whatever they're teaching, whether it's spiritual mediumship, angels, crystals, that, you know, just because there's a person who it happens to be famous about that doesn't mean that they've got the monopoly on it. And I think sometimes when there is a person who is up high doing something, we can tend to put them above us. And so we have to be really careful about who we put on a pedestal and what we're projecting onto them and what that is doing to us. That's the most important thing. We've got to hold on to our power. So I'm going to be using cards today from other teachers. And of course, I am in the midst of creating my own deck. It's a long, drawn-out process. And I'm going to be using cards that are also Radley Valentine, who co-authored some cards with Doreen. So I'm going to be using his because they've got his energy on them. There's nothing wrong with the old decks. It's just that I'm disconnecting. It's been a long time in my life that I've been working with those decks. And I wondered if sometimes I've put myself, you know, in a position of being like a poor man's version, which I'm not. But that's what came to me. So that's how I'm going to be working it. And I'm also going to be bringing my own stuff into it, which I always do anyway, right? We've all got our own energy. So it's great to have you all here. Lena says she's learning how to get her power back. Yeah, it's a really important step in our lives. You know, I really believe that having our power is key to completely healing our lives. You know, the way I work with people is to help them get their power back. And having your power back means alignment. You're aligned with yourself, mind, body, soul. You're aligned with the higher self. You're aligned with God and the angels. And when you've got your power back, no one can take it from you, you know. And then all of that victim stuff, you know, and I think it's a rite of passage almost. Hi, Angus. Hi, Natalie. For all of us in life to go through a period where we feel perhaps we don't have a power. And in that state, we can feel persecuted, disempowered, victimized. And that victim feeling is awful because not only does it disempower you, it tends to attract bullies and other energies. Now, never feel that you have done anything wrong to create someone bullying you in your life. But when people who have like negative agendas, they can have a malignant intuition that can really pick up on when someone doesn't have their power. And so they target those people because they feel like, I can really do some harm here. I can really feel powerful, even though it's a negative state of power, through this behavior. So it's definitely something that we all need to heal. And, you know, getting your power back is really recognizing that you are perfect, whole, and complete as you are, that you're creative, that you have skills and talents, that you are guided, that you have access to great intuition, and that you can manifest the life that you want and the things that you need in your life. So good on you there, Lena. And Natalie says it's time to put ourselves on a pedestal. Yahoo! Yes, exactly right. Hi, Erica. Nice to see you here. So let's get on and pull some cards and see what the angels have to say about the week ahead and getting our power back. So these are the Fairy Oracle, which are by Radley Valentine. Ever since I first got these cards, they felt different. They've definitely got a really strong fairy energy with them, but also just this they're very similar to the traditional tarot in that they're holding that ancient wisdom. So I'm going to pull you a card or two from these. Okay. And I'm just listening in to see what Archangel Michael has to say for us. So he's talking about letting go of heavy energy, and heavy energy can come from within yourself. You know, the thoughts that you've had. It can be experiences that you haven't released, forgiven, and let go. It can be heavy energy from people external to you that have hooked into you, that are maybe sending you negative thoughts, that maybe you've just absorbed their energy because you've been hanging out with them or in certain locations. And when we've got heavy energy, it really pulls us out of our power, out of our center, and can make us feel like we're struggling, because the energy of these layers of toxic energy can interfere with your own positive thoughts. They're almost like a wound in your energy field, because negative stuff can start to get in and affect you mentally and emotionally, even physically. So it's really important that we clear our energy, if not daily, at least weekly, to do a proper release of all the energies, and even a forgiveness process where you say, okay, I'm scanning my energy, I'm scanning my body to make sure that I'm not holding on to anything, any resentments, because those resentments will keep you in your victim mentality long term. And forgive, release, and let go. And it doesn't mean you've got to hang out with the person or have them in your life or put up with their negative behavior. The forgiveness means that you are not allowing things like anger and bitterness and resentment to fester inside of your energy. Okay, one from the Rebecca Campbell deck. I think that might do. Okay. All right, we'll see what the angels have to say. So I love the card that just came out from Rebecca Campbell, because isn't it lovely when the angels are talking to you through me and they're talking about our energy. Now I want you to take a look at this card that came up. Now look at all the hands coming into that person's energy field. And this is, what do you think this card is all about? Well, the words on the card are irrelevant at this point, because we can really say what the angels are trying to see, what the angels are trying to show us. They're saying it's time for you to clear your energy. It's time for you to unhook and reestablish your energetic boundaries, so that all of those energies that are intruding on you can no longer affect you, and you can shine your light again and feel centered, grounded in your power. Now there's the wording of the card. I've got ink on my fingers, which is boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries in your life? Now I found as an energy therapist that working with your energy field to establish good energy boundaries means that you can practice having better emotional, physical, and mental boundaries. So it's good practice when you put your energy field shield around you, when you've cleared your energy. You don't want your shield around you when your energy is dirty. Then you've got this energetic boundary that says, hang on, this is my space, and you're not allowed to intrude in here. And so that gives you, if you're not very good at speaking your truth, that gives you good energy practice for when you need to speak up. So it's always the first level of growing good boundaries. And you know, when I was younger, I didn't understand boundaries. I didn't know what a boundary was, and that showed up in my life pretty much every day, because there were no boundaries around me. People could do say anything, and I was too afraid to speak up and say what it was. And nowadays, it's different. It's totally different. And I'm willing to stand up for myself and tell people to back off and do whatever it takes to get my space back, because it's so important for my mental, emotional, and physical well-being. And it's the same for you. You need to be willing to protect what's yours. The angels can only protect you so far, you know. If you aren't willing to protect yourself, your angels will work overtime to help you, but they can't stop you from walking into the fire, right? You've got free will. So if you keep putting up with negative behavior from other people, the angels can only do so much. They need you to take care of that. So where is it in your life where boundaries are showing up? Because that seems to be the clear central message for today's reading. These two other cards came up from the fairy deck, and the first one is almost very similar, really. This is the Emperor. So it's a 4 card, which is all about sort of structure, getting organized, being logical, really engaging a plan, methods and strategies into what you're doing at the moment, so that you can get confident and be happy about what it is that you're creating. You know, dreaming and fantasizing and imagining are great things right back at the beginning of a project, but you can't use that as a strategy to make your dreams come true. You've got to have a plan. You've got to have a goal. You've got to be able to see the goal and how you're going to get there. You may not know every single step of the way, of course not, but at least if you've got a bit of a plan to get you through the first steps, and then you make another one for the next steps, and that's how everything comes together. So this is really flagging up the need for you to use logic, structure, strategy, getting organized, tidying things up, maybe tying off loose ends, being a leader in your own life. Stop waiting, stop hoping, stop imagining that something is going to come and rescue you. It's not. You have to be your own hero. You have to be your own leader. So what I love about this too is the Emperor is very much about boundaries, right? So let's say you're starting this new project, or you're partway through your project, but drama is coming in and sabotaging you. So it's distracting you. You can't get on with what it is that you want to do. Well, this is the Emperor coming forward and saying, you've got to come in and be a leader. You've got to create space around what it is that you want to create. You've got to take designated time and block out those distractions so that you can get on with it. So Natalie, that seems to be fitting for you. And exactly what you said before, clear your space. Yes. So clearing your energy, clearing your space, getting rid of the things that are intruding on the central purpose, your power, your whole being. You know, what things are undermining who you are? And they may be things that are within you, the thoughts. This one, I would say, is an outcome, and this is the Ace of Autumn. So this one is taking our reading to a conclusion and saying there's a new beginning coming, but it's more around finances and career. So again, you've got the fairy, and she's got all of her books. She's doing her manifesting. She's got a candle there, and she's doing her spiritual work, getting ready for what it is that she wants to create. And this card can be about money coming in, or it might even be something like advice from another person, support, maybe even a reading, something that just comes in, and the outcome of what you get will be an inflow of prosperity, like an unexpected, heightened, up-leveled version of abundance. And with that, when we look at this one and the intrusion and the needing boundaries, this is why, you know, getting your power back is a really great subject. If you're not willing to put boundaries up, if you're not willing to protect your energy, if you are always putting yourself in a victim position, saying it's not my fault, it's everyone else's, people won't let me, I'm always persecuted, there's always something outside of you to blame, then you may as well not have an aura. You're just letting anything and everything come into you. These gifts that Spirit is bringing to you, new abundance, new ideas, support, these gifts can't get to you because you are sabotaging your energy. You're sabotaging yourself. You're not honoring yourself and giving yourself the time, energy, and space to create what it is that you really need to do. So working backwards is really sometimes important. So if you were to choose one thing that you are struggling with or that you've been stuck with at this time, and you could remove it from your path or overcome it, what would you do? What would you do? What needs to go? What needs to be cleared? What needs to be addressed that is coming up for you and is blocking you on your path or is intruding on your energy? Another way to look at it is, what is the thing that is calling you at the moment that if you did, it would change your life in a good way, in a structured way? I don't mean just in a, like, yeah, go on holiday, you know, go and get a coffee or do something nice for yourself. But when you come back from that holiday or from that lunch with your friend, it's not necessarily going to have changed your life. What one thing can you do for yourself that will change you, that will really lift you to a higher level? And those are the questions you need to ask yourself at the moment, because the angels are pushing you to get on with it. You know, talking of, you know, some people believe in devils and demons and all these kind of things. I really believe, after all these years of doing this work and working with thousands and thousands of people and helping people, is that if there's any demons in our life, it's the demons that pull us off track. And it's the belief in ourselves that we have to fix every little tiny part of ourselves, that we're not good enough, that we have to overanalyze, you know, how our parents treated us, or how all those things together, feeling not good enough, feeling not worthy, self-sabotaging and overanalyzing your problems and feeling completely powerless because of them, are the demons in our world. Because those things will keep you sidelined and swimming around in circles and low vibrational energy for a really long time. And the wonderful part of that is that you have the power within you to go, I don't need to do that. Yes, I need to address these things, as in I need to take affirmative action and say yes to this, no to that. Okay, what's going on here? Maybe I need to do a bit of energy clearing, or I need to connect with a healer or a coach to get me through. We need other people to help us on this journey. But to allow yourself to swirl in the endless washing machine of, I have to work all this out, I'm not good enough, I'm powerless, everybody hates me, all that stuff, that is the demon. Because it, you know, imagine if it was a little demon, it'd be like, ha, she's never going to reach her purpose, or he's never going to recognize his self-esteem and his power, or he isn't going to achieve his goals, because there's this kind of negative idea out there that's disguised as a positive idea, that you should consistently look at how bad you are and all the things you've done wrong and all the things everyone else has done to you, and that all of that means that you should stay stuck, and it's not. Yay, that's great, Karen. That's great for that means something to you. Natalie says it feels like I'm reading her mind. I'm not really, it's the angels. Making plans for new projects, stepping it out logically before you go in, right? That's the Emperor. Lena's so ready to receive. Karen needs to trust herself more. Yeah, trust yourself, trust the angels. And Natalie says complacent, not claiming your future, energetic routine. You're doing an energy clearing every day. Hi, Tracy, they're over there in Mexico. So there you go. That's the reading for today, and I really love it. So shall we do a very quick energy clearing? We do some magic with the angels. I really do believe the angels are our access to magic in this world. Don't let anyone tell you they don't exist, or that they're something else. They're nothing except beautiful, wise guidance, teachers, messages of the divine, and they are a part of us. They are a part of us. So we will call on our guardian angels, guides of the light, beings of the light, messengers from the divine source, the universal presence, the presence of the divine God. And let's remember that the presence is everywhere. Divine presence is everywhere. And all we need to do to access that presence is to actually state that, or to call on it. I call on the divine presence, because it's always there, you know, like the oxygen in the air, but we're not always aware of it. So you bring it into your awareness, you can then start to feel calm and peaceful and grounded. And there is nowhere that the presence is not. So even when there's somebody that's acting awfully or being mean or cruel or violent, the divine presence is there. Perhaps it's not being accessed, but it is there, and you can call it in. Okay, and we call on Archangel Michael. And Archangel Michael's name means he who is like God. And that, I think, means that he has great power. I think that's all it means. It's a power of divine love, of pure love. But he's also pretty fierce, and he carries this sword of light which can clear away cords, attachments, negative energies, entities, earthbound spirits. So I want you to take a big deep breath and just settle in, let your shoulders relax. And I want you to imagine this beautiful golden light coming down and around your body. And just imagine that there's all these little clouds in your energy field, that when the golden light comes in and you begin to breathe in alignment with that golden light, those clouds are just dissolving, they're disintegrating, they're disappearing out. And we ask you, Archangel Michael, please clear our energy. Please clear the energy of everybody here and who is watching. And please transmute any lower energies that are not aligned with their highest good to the light immediately. And I ask you to disconnect and detach all cords, psychic attack, all thought energy that may have been absorbed from outside, or negative thoughts, thoughts of powerlessness, thoughts of fear, thoughts of guilt. And please help us to stay centered in our truth and in the divine light. Help us to stay connected to our path and our purpose, and always connected to our power, which is, of course, divine power. Help us to avoid those things that would distract us and pull us off our path, or anything that seeks to undermine. Help us to see ourselves as you see us, powerful, divine, creative beings of light with purpose. And take a deep breath, and then just release. Be willing to release anything that's been bothering you or holding you back, or any heavy energy. I'm feeling a lot of energy going out from the head and shoulders area as I work with you. And just remember, as we release these energies, that fear is not real, it's an illusion. And the minute that we recognize our centeredness, our power, and our light, that the fear has no power at all. It's gone. It disappears. It dissolves. And just make a strong commitment and intention for the week ahead. So I intend to stay in my power. I intend to manifest good. I intend to bring heaven to earth. I intend to be a pure and clear channel of divine energy and love. And take a deep breath. And if you wish, Archangel Michael will surround you with a purple light for protection. And just imagine that energy around you, it's not like a wall, it won't block anything at all, but it's your filter, and it's also your boundary. So you get to say and be clear about what you allow into your energy and what you don't want in your energy. And just make sure that you're ready to speak with love when something happens that you don't want. So it only has to be simple, because people really do appreciate it when we tell them where they stand. It's a great thing to do for ourselves and others. Beautiful. Thank you so much, everyone. It's lovely to see you, and you'll see me next Monday. Lots of love and angel blessings. If you're interested in working with me and getting some help aligning with your power, aligning with your purpose, clearing away those sabotaging beliefs and fears, then I do have a place opening up very soon on my Rich Radiant Angel program. This is a coaching program. I bring in all of my tools. So it's a fusion of my energy work, working with angels, intuition, good therapy. And we really work on clearing the blocks and barriers that have been holding you back and have been keeping you stuck. And sometimes we do need a bit of help. There's no shame in that, in identifying and releasing those barriers and being able to get yourself to a place where you're living fully in that sense of worth and power, and you know what your guidance is. You know, I don't like to leave people like, I'm the only one who can tell you what your guidance is. That's not the truth at all. We work together to bring through that guidance, and you get clear steps, clear strategies for moving forward on whatever it is that you want to work on. So I appreciate you so much. If you are interested in working with me, I'm going to put a link up. You can book a discovery call, or you can send me a personal message and I will get back in touch with you. See you next week.